Ron from Ronald Rohde Law, and in this video, we're going to talk about balance. How do you balance commercial real estate and your social personal life? Ron from Ronald Rohde Law, and I really got the idea for this video really just getting feedback from my wife, my kids, as well as thinking about my future, because if you're watching this channel, you probably love real estate. I get it. I feel that too. It is fun investing in commercial real estate, analyzing deals, and looking for potential opportunities. It helps that you make a lot of money, but really it's fun. And at the end of the day, commercial real estate is fun. And so it's easy to get sucked in. I'm really sympathetic to the concerns that you can always be digesting new information. I'm addicted to Google Alerts. I've got tons of setup, and it's a stream of never-ending articles that I'll say are useful, right? It's for your career. You're an office tenant rep. You need to know who's moving to your city, who's moving out, who's downsizing, whose company is doing well and maybe needs to expand. LinkedIn gives you all these things about whose headcount is growing on LinkedIn, and maybe they're a prospecting tool for more office. I get it, but how do you find balance in a world that constantly demands your attention? So I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that I do that I try to be very intentional. If I have another channel, I talk a little bit more about philosophy. I was actually a philosophy major in college. That was my first major, and then I added economics in my last year to find something real job. But I find that it's really important to self-reflect. It's really important to kind of map out your goals and map out your values. What is important to you? Because for me, I'm married. I've been married for 5 years. We have 2 kids, both under 5, and they take a lot of time. It's definitely a balance between work. I have the law firm. I've got videos. I've got my hobbies. I like to race my Honda S2000 at the track. I used to do my own car work, but now I'm lucky if I do oil changes. I've got several commercial real estate properties that I manage. We're in charge, right? This is asset management. Granted, they're triple net, so they're mostly easy, but there still is work. We're dealing right now with like a neighbor property line dispute because he's doing some new construction. So we're working through that. But those are the types of things that consume your time and I think would be urgent. But beyond the big buckets, right? And they talk about this approach, fill your big buckets first. So for me, that's my family, that's personal time to work out, exercise, and then work. Putting in the hours to build the law practice, to underwrite new deals, to read and consume. I try to fit all of that inside my 9 to 5, my 8 to 5 every day. And that's really my limit. I think that for me, I've chosen to invest in real estate and to invest in my business for the long term, right? I'd much rather grow at a slightly lower rate, but to be able to grow for an extra 10, extra 20 years well into my future. That's really what I've decided. And I've decided to be very intentional because this is the time you get to spend with your kids. This is important for your spouse. Obviously, your health is critical. And so sometimes I do have regrets. I see my friends, I see other businesses growing, doing more deals and growing bigger and making more money and doing all these things. But I'm okay with it, right? You have to also develop that own sense of satisfaction. The only person you're competing against is yourself. And so with that in mind, I want to come up with some tips, right? Some actionable things. The pain of regret is stronger than the pain of discipline. And what that means really is if you're doing something and you're not sure if you should do it, regret will be stronger than the withdrawal of not doing it. So hopefully that is only applied, I think, to like positive things, not checking emails at night. You're not going to regret that in the morning, I think, if you set up your day. But really about taking swings at opportunities. If you're under contract on a great property, don't lose it if you'll regret not putting an offer in later versus closing it and trying. See what you can do. That's really incredible to me. Pain of regret versus discipline. Another lesson is family time is sacred. I'm definitely guilty of this. I'm trying to work on it. Is just don't answer the phone. Don't look at the text messages. A fair number of my clients have my personal cell phone, and when they text me on the weekend, they text me at night. It takes a lot for me not to respond because if it's outside of the business hours, 5:30, I just don't even respond. I don't respond until the morning. And to me, that really sends the message, I'm not available. You should not expect to be able to reach me outside of the hour. Same for email. I really don't check my email. So if there's any clients watching here, I'm sorry. You've got to call call my associate, send an email to the law firm. You'll get somebody to respond, 8 o'clock the next morning. But that's really how we operate, and we have some coverage. But family time is sacred. If that's what I say is important to me, then I need to do it. I need to put my money where my mouth is and protect that family time. I'm hoping that I'll appreciate it. My kids will appreciate it. My spouse sees that and recognizes it. And finally, this is one of my favorite quotes is play long-term games with long-term people. I think the only way that you can stay in commercial real estate for the long term is by balancing all of these needs. Even though you have a desire to go, to build, and do all these deals and build the biggest company that you can, you have to balance that with, is this sustainable? And if it is, because you're a single guy with no kids, you may be able to work 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week for years on end. That's fine. That's okay. But are you setting yourself up for your long-term sustainability? And I get that, different people are built at different speeds. Some people just love it, and they want to come home, they want to see their kids, they eat dinner, they want to hop right back into 2 hours of work. Maybe they do content creation, maybe they do social media, whatever. Some people are just built that way. And I think the key is just understanding what is the time you're willing to allocate to something, and then do as much as you can with that time. Be effective, but don't set your goals like a numerical goal. Don't say I need to close $100 million of deals this year and I'll do whatever it takes to get there. If that's not your number one most important priority, it shouldn't be the goal. I think for me, it's that family time, it's that workout. Those are my number one goals. I have to hit those every day, every week first, and then I do as much as I can on the business. And then I do as much on the real estate side. I do as much on the industrial investing. That's it for this video. I hope it was useful. This is something that really is something that I observe, right? A lot of my friends, a lot of my colleagues, it's a stressful world. And I think the last couple of years have not helped at all. But how do you find balance? And first of all, I'd say it's defining that balance. What is on the other side of that CRE equation? And then sticking to it. How do you motivate yourself? Because this is a long term. I love this quote by Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. It is not that we have a short time to live, but we waste a lot of it. So be more intentional. Live your life with some plan. Outsource work if you can, and put a comment if you guys find this video useful. I think that sometimes it's cheesy to think about self-care and these things, but it's really not. It's your mental health is just as important as your physical health. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, guys. I really hope that even just one person benefits from this video. Smash that like button, and we'll see you next time. Oh my gosh. Hello? Speaking. Oh, can you call me back next week? I'm busy right now. That's not a good time. Okay, thanks.